Do not give power to anybody who is not looking for power. Don't give power to anybody who is not prepared. Don't go hiding in your heart that this boy is very subservient. He's always kneeling down when he's talking to me. The wife is always rolling on the floor. I think I should make this one the governor. If you do that, you are giving power to somebody who is not prepared for governance, and they will disappoint you. That is where betrayals normally start. I'm just trying to advise.
Look, the tragedy about Nigeria is that we are living in an alternate reality. We have decided to put the cart before the horse, so everyone is struggling. The literal professor said that things have fallen apart and the center cannot hold. So what happens when the center has caved? What happens to what is supposed to get support or stamina from it? Everyone in Nigeria is struggling today because the center piece where everyone should get stability is not okay. If we fail to fix governance, we are just in a vicious circle of lamentations and complaints. Nigeria, we claim to be a democracy, and the hallmark of every democracy are free, fair, credible, and peaceful elections. Without people being able to choose their leaders, you can't call that a democracy. We can decide to call it anything else. And unfortunately for us, we have refused or failed to pay attention and fixing that system, which is the first line of accountability for public office holders. If you do not have a system where you can vote in people, and if they fail to perform, you vote them out, what is the deterrence for doing or behaving badly? When you know there is a corrupt or criminal electoral process that you can weaponize and come back. So that is what we have. We begin. Why should somebody be talking about people, a governor, bringing in a successor? Is it that the 10 million or so persons in the state do not have the ability to choose a leader? It is because our political system is structured such that we have strong men against the will of the people. So somehow, whether or not the people decide to sway this way, there is a structure that gives power to one person to be able to decide the fate of every other person. And Nigerians are not concerned about that. And if you do not do it now, at what point do we do it? You are complaining about inflation, insecurity, and whatever, the cost of living. The persons who put you in this situation are already prepared for 2027. So the question to every Nigerian is, what is then your plan for 2027? And nobody should say that the electoral process is okay. 2023 was a very clear example. We had 93 million registered voters according to INEC. 89 million collected PVCs. That is more than 90%. Less than 30 million came out to vote. Why are Nigerians not interested in that process? The professor in INEC, the INEC chairman, received 313 billion from the government and said, out of this amount, I'm taking 150-something billion for electronic technology. BVAS, which was the ultimate, supposed to be the game changer in the 2022 Electoral Act. On the day of the elections, the INEC chairman said there was a glitch. Gentlemen, does any of us here know why there was a glitch or what caused the glitch? And why should we not have further glitches going forward? If there is sincerity of purpose on the part of the politicians to actually give power to the people, why has nobody talked about fixing that process to ensure we have a seamless process? So the entire arrogance of a political class that is corrupt is a dysfunctional electoral system. And if you fail to fix it, you are only postponing the evil day, because they find a way of getting back by 2027, you have 4 more years. You complain and lament, then you get to 2031. If you fail to do nothing, how many years do Nigerians want to spend on the street complaining and lamenting? It is either now or we continue to suffer.
So at the end of the day, you've made a very profound and striking statement, all in just this short time you spoke on, and it's quite important. So I'm just processing. So I'll give you a scenario. I'll give you a straight question and give us a solution. Let's assume that these politicians are not ready for change. Let's assume that they are weaponizing the system. Let's assume that this system is working for them, and anything that will fix this system, they'll come against it with everything they have. As a Nigerian, you are the vanguard of this, at least for now. Where should we start from?
We must start from people identifying what exactly is the importance of that process. Do Nigerians realize that the collective destinies of persons depend on our decision to hold persons accountable? Because one of the things you will notice about Nigeria is that the persons in power are emboldened by the docility of the people. How many are the persons in power? How many senators do we have? How many reps? How many persons are in the presidency? Calculate all with the 36 state governors. So the question will now be, in Nigeria, the people in power and the power of the people, who should be greater? If one person can come out to boast and say that in so state by 2027 there will be no party or there will be no opposition, or by this time, nobody can stop the re-election of this person. At what point do the 200 million or more victims of bad governance come together and say, by this time, we want to end bad governance?
Why do you think we're docile?
There are different reasons to it. One, there is an apathy because Nigeria throws a lot at you. So the dysfunctionality in government makes you weak and uninterested. You are battling hunger, you are battling insecurity, you are battling a lack of health infrastructure. So everybody is struggling. There is little energy to begin to put into what you believe cannot be changed. So when you talk about having free and fair elections in Nigeria or good governance, some persons are completely detached from that reality. It will not work. They even tell you, Peter, forget about this thing. And then again, there is the benefit of hindsight for NSAS. One of the only times Nigerian youths came out to agitate for the end of brutality. They were met with even more brutality. So by the time you step out to say, I want to do this, your mother, somebody is calling you, please, it's not your blood that Nigeria will be built on. Can you come back home? So there are many reasons, but my point is this. What is our other option? If we decide not to be interested, people are died. More than 150 persons are killed in Plateau. A flood has killed more than 200 in Niger. If you speak, we are going to die. So at what point do we now decide to sum up the courage and say, let's fix this? About how do we get a balance? The question will be if there is sincerity of purpose in the phrase electoral reform or fixing INEC. Is there anything that should be partisan in it? Is there anything that is ambiguous? Should everybody, regardless of partisan support, not be interested in a credible process? So if you leave it not to be reformed, are you saying that not reforming it benefits a certain faction? So leave it crude so that those people benefit, or let's refine it and give a level playing ground. I think anybody who is honest should be able to say we should reform it. Not by President Buhari telling you that if you reject the result of this, you should go to court, because there is a judicial aspect of it. Nigerians, said there was electoral reform in 2022. There was a lot of persons do not pay attention. Section 60, subsection 65 of that electoral act says the presiding officer will transmit the result in a way and manner that is prescribed by INEC. And same thing in paragraph 38 of the INEC guidelines. So even when INEC decided a way to handle the elections, the judiciary did not hold them to read, because there are no consequences spelled out in the Electoral Act. And right now in the National Assembly, there is an amendment that is going on between INEC and the National Assembly, with INEC having 5-point agenda, none specifying there should be mandatory transmission of results electronically. So in all of it, you will see that there is an issue. And the mere fact that since 2023 till date, nobody in the helms of power have thought it right that we should fix this system, and there must be a timeline. At most by December this year, we should conclude anything about election, because it must be 1 year out of the other election. That is why you see us screaming. So now coming to your question, Nigerians will realize that the clock is ticking on every one of us. When you see me, what I am doing is to ensure that I do not wake up a day after 2027 and realize there is something I should have done that I did not do. You cannot change everything, but you can begin somewhere. If you get a foundation from where you can begin your nation building, it is easier for you. Because when you come, people will tell you, oh, there is hunger, there is this, there is... During End Bad Governance, you saw it. After the protest, what happened? These prices of things even skyrocketed.
I asked about the feedback you've been getting, because it's important to track it.
Yes.
Because you've set a target December.
Yes.
December is 6 months from now away. And
that's when my mood will leave off.
Exactly. So, and you know how fast things can move. And tell you, oh, well, it's not possible again. Let's move on to 2031 and just work for it. So what kind of feedback have you been getting? A lot of people know you as a content creator. They missed your content, funny content. Now they see you talking about fixing Nigeria. Some ask, how did Peter just switch? Is he being funded by somebody? Is somebody empowering him, as they said, who is bankrolling you in that sense? But speak to us about the feedback. You guys remember bankrolling? Speak to us about the feedback you've been getting. Is this mission impossible? Does it look like Mission Impossible, or this mission is possible for you? And those questions around the backing you're getting.
Do you know why I don't place it on a scale of Mission Impossible or Mission Not Possible? It is mission that must be done. It is either Nigerians do it now or they do it later. The only thing is postponing the evil day, as it is. When it comes to bankrolling, in fact, moving to Abuja, I live in Lagos and I've been going to Abuja, it is my house rent. that I was supposed to use to renew that I have been using. Nobody, because Nigerians, even when you come out to say, oh, we want to do this, because of the space of, you know, civic engagement, people begin to feel like maybe this person is out for some financial benefits and all of that. There is nobody. We are just trying to see. We came together with a group of persons, Nigeria Electoral Reform Coalition, NACO. We are personally doing whatever we are doing. The conference we held in Abuja, we invited people like Barrister Femi Falana. There was almost no refreshment to give anybody there. But the feedback is that a lot of Nigerians do not actually believe in that process, that we can have free and fair elections. That is how bad it is. A lot of Nigerians have given up that when it comes to credible elections, they will not do anything. Some people will tell you the statement, is it these people who are benefiting from it that you expect to reform it? Then the question is...
And it's a valid question.
It's a valid question, and this is the valid answer. If you cannot get the reform from them, maybe you should wait for them to exhaust 8 years, and maybe the persons they bring will be easier to get it from. It will never get better. It is either you mount your pressure now and get it, or we continue to suffer.
And it's good to see that you've gotten attention from a lot of people from the National Assembly and others. So wish you the very best. I must commend the work you're doing. Hopefully, we've been able to ignite or trigger something in Nigerians to get more interested and involved in the process. Peter Aka, advocate for a new Nigeria. At Randy Peters online.
Yeah.
That's in a back burner, right?
Oh, definitely.
This is big for him.
Absolutely. And we wish you're able to raise your rent. Right? After you spend time. I'm Kunle Lawal, the Executive Director, Electoral College. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations. I thank you all.
Asiwaju, congratulations. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. That's a very Asiwaju, president. But of course, this video, obviously, there are so many dimensions in what he said, especially the fact that, you know, he's really confirming that it is the governors that give power to other governors, you know, with his statement there. And the fact that he's saying things are getting better, yes, obviously, we see the 30-kilometer road, but will Nigerians agree with him? Adefemi Akinsonya.
Oh, okay. So let's start with the Senate President's comments.
Yes.
The only issue I really had with what he said was where he implied that an incumbent has the power to choose their successor. That's just not what we should be platforming at all. So I think that that's what I had a problem with. Going back to now Lagos State Governor and this believed snub. You know, initially when I saw the video, I thought that perhaps the president didn't see the Lagos State Governor. I thought that's what it was. And then, you know, also when people saying that, you know, he didn't shake his hand, the governor didn't outstretch his hand in order for it to be shaken. I don't think I saw that.
He didn't make enough of an effort.
I don't think he did so. Do you understand? But he did obviously greet the president.
He did.
He did obviously greet the president. If we are to play into this narrative that there is some sort of feud between the Lagos State Governor and the president, and that stems back from the Mudashiru Obasa situation, I do think that it's a bit unfair on the Lagos State Governor. I think that when it comes to situations like this, a governor should be, since we're talking about, a governor should be able to, you know, exercise his rights and powers as an actual governor. And I understand that godfatherism is a thing. I understand that when we're looking at Sanwo-Olu's actual political legacy at the helm of Lagos, he wouldn't have been able to do so were it not for the support of the now president. But I do think that in many instances, the Lagos State Governor has been treated unfairly.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Abati, your thoughts on both?
Let me start with the Sanwo-Olu story, which people have been discussing all over the weekend. Now, Professor David Aworawo, on This Day Live yesterday, had a concept. He said, look, the governor may have shaken hands with the president at the airport. Right. They may have met at other occasions. We all know that President Tinubu is the godfather of Lagos politics, and Governor Sanwo-Olu is his person. He may just have said, look, I've already greeted you so many times today. Let me attend to people who are coming to Lagos. However, the part of it that some people are uncomfortable with is that when it was time to speak, that road is in Lagos.
In Lagos, so he's the host governor.
They said, the reporters that were there, they said the president decided to call Governor Akpabio to be the one to speak in Sanwo-Olu's territory. But I assume that, you know, it's a family affair. They will resolve it. You know, it's a father and son kind of thing. I think the matter will be resolved. As for, well, one other thing, that I saw a story in this morning, a group called NEFGAT. They said, why are we commissioning 30 kilometers out of 750 kilometers of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway? They said 30 kilometers doesn't amount to much. Why don't we wait till we have the whole 750 kilometers before the Ministry of Works says that we should be commissioning? That's another side to the story. And that's the one I think should concern Nigerians. Why 30? Why not 100? Yes. Why not 500? All right. However, on Senator Akpabio saying no governor should impose a psychophant, people will be kneeling down, people who are not prepared for power. No. In fact, our position is that no governor should impose anybody. It's impossible. Anybody who wants to be governor should be chosen by the people of Nigeria.
Agreed. People of Nigeria.
This is called democracy. Yes. It's about free choice. It's about the power of the people. Yes. It's not about an outgoing governor saying this is the person I want to succeed me. That's part of the problem. This anointment, entitlement, Godfather syndrome in Nigerian politics.
Well said, Dr. Amati. I did see a statement from Sanwo-Olu over the weekend praising, President Tinubu, saying that he's making meaningful progress and that he supports his administration. Well,
hey, there's a celebration mood today. My papa don't become Baba Titanic. The savior of Nigeria economy. Hey. I don't know, say as Pastor TB Joshua died, he goes to replacement. Tinubu is the replacement. My father is the new TB Joshua. Yes. No, wait. No, not with TB Joshua. My papa don't join all those churches where they do miracle overnight. My papa don't do miracle now. You see, I am now the daughter of G.O. Yes. So don't be calling me just Adeto. Just be calling me the daughter of Daddy G.O. The federal Daddy G.O. I mean, because the hunger where they land, when I not see all the things where they write, say, my father, Tinubu, he don't do within 2 years. Oh, la la. You know, see. Rí. Yoruba people will say, tí ebi bá ti kúrò nínú iṣẹ́, iṣẹ́ ti bùṣe. I know clear, people will not read all these things where they write. I see them list 40 achievements. Baba, this one not be movement. This one a miracle. Because democracy is supposed to be moving forward. I'm all within 2 years now. My papa don't perform miracle. What? No go die. Tinubu? No go. My papa, make anybody not the things here go take Ankara in the next 8 years, yo. Have you come on your pie now? Now make una just they deceive my papa right and left. Front and back, it is only positive and negative that brings light. So this one where una write everything positive, una not write the negative things where my baba go do. And as that person where collects money, where you write all the 40 things where Tinubu not do, why una not list the ones where we still dey expect? Because for the past 2 days, na reading they do. List the things that we are still expecting that this government will do. As soon as not list them. Yes, on behalf of my father, no say you did there, your lawyer did there, me self I did there. My brother know they talk this kind of thing. My brother is on charity missionary now. He's proving himself that yes, he's the real brother of Just Adeto and the real true son of the president. Baba. Food no reach base level. Food no reach level. Hunger is still there. That's the problem. There is no food. So all those money that you say you are increased for local government chairman and government governors, this is a parliament regime. We are not seeing any money. What is on the high rise is hunger. So make you note that one, sir. So it is just 2 years out of 4 years administration. And for the past few months, the only thing we have been seeing is all the governors campaigning. So now, when we don't start campaign, let us bring rice for campaign out. Let people eat you. If the government cannot give rice, let the party give rice. Let us bring the rice. You know, say rice na normal. Let us bring them because This 2027 well now don't start campaign for. People feel don't quite finish before you reach there. So, sir, your excellency, sir, people still dey japa. People are still running. Before now, doctors they run. Now, bankers, everybody, they are still running abroad. They go they do kogbe. COS on the rise. So people have still not been able to call Nigeria their home in the past 2 years. So you are celebrating. We are not celebrating with you. Now only you and APC people are federal they celebrate. Because as we speak, there's nothing to celebrate. Now they call work mood activated. But when I don't stop work mood now, when I don't enter celebration and anticipation for another 2 years. Don't forget, man proposes God disposes you. So I read it. They said that 11,000 plus people have been rescued. And 3 of that are still in captivity. You see this banditry. Sir, it's on the high rise. That person will write that list on Nikure, only Roloma Pain. Lie now, now go they lie. Those people, you see those people for the eastern part, they sleep with hunger and they wake up with uncertainty. Some of them, as they carry their bag, they go farm like this. They don't kidnap them. Blood pressure. High blood pressure is on the rise. It has increased in the past 2 years. The only period when blood pressure reduced for this country, now when Patience Jonathan was first lady. You see this our current first lady. She not get a smile. She not get any connection with the citizens. Patience Jonathan, we were always laughing. Now, Sabutama for asthma is 12 times the money. Antibiotics, 15 times the money. All forms of medication, they are like 15 times. And the only natural therapy that we need is happiness, joy, and connection from the mother of the nation. Now, so they frown up and down. That's why you state where she go. Then they say, our mama be this, not be our mama kaka. Next she open it, not be we do her. So, Baba, this one now they celebrate 2 years. Me, I was thinking, according to part of the things when we confirm, say you go do constitutional change. We don't know say a party you want change. Instead of you to do a constitutional change and electoral reformation, so that people can vote properly and not people can vote based on, If somebody go carry money, go one country, go do beavers machine, go come say make the guy they do constitution, election for us, electoral reform, not party change to one party system. Positive and negative brings light. Only one wire, positive wire cannot bring light. Negative wire cannot bring light. You need people that are going to be antagonizing you and they are going to be opposition. Hello, Sansi Bibai, Kefi Rodada. Baba, the only day when me and you not go fight again, why? Is when children's security, health system for children, education, it becomes a principal matter. Every child in the country of Nigeria is the responsibility of the government. We say now want to give these children, even if not 10 bay, make una they give them. Then, most importantly, oh, my father, God bless you. I don't know, say, I'm not the Titanic. So now my papa won't save this country. Baba, if you know, say you won't really save this country, make una put them into law. All this one that you people are saying, capital punishment for who no vote, you go pay, you go fine. Capital punishment for those that are molesting our girls. For those that are molesting our children. Capital punishment. Not be capital punishment for who no votes. So for now, this is day 1. This is what I've been able to extract. I'm coming back for day 2. Please, why can't you force people to vote? A country is where there is peace, hope, connection. There's no connection. So why not one force us, one party system, then compulsory voting? Killer there? Why not people declare slavery? All this packaging, what now they do? You don't need it. Make parties don't give us enough packaging. Make una kuku declare slavery for this country. So, congratulations in 2 years. When you come about yo, celebrate with those that celebrating. But sir, now only APC people and those honey mongers, those desperate politicians when no get focus. Now then they celebrate, say they don't move come my papa party. We are nothing to celebrate about you. Hunger day, nothing. No, say those people don't go miss you. Ah, we miss Uncle Lai. Uncle Lai Mohammed, we miss you. If Uncle Lai package this 40, suppose now Uncle Lai package this 2 years in office with those 40 agenda. Head go down somersault. That one just used too much. I will come back. I'll come back.